Hello everybody, That's for Life here, bringing you guys a brand new anime deck discussion, and we are talking about the clear monsters. Now I gotta be really careful about how I say this because I tend to slur my words, and it could sound like I'm saying queer. I'm just saying, it really does. I practiced it, and it still ends up sounding like it, so I gotta be really careful about it. So, this is the clear deck, and it is a really cool deck from GX, and we've gotten 2 cards from the deck. And that's it. We've gotten nothing else from the deck, sadly. And as you can tell, it's a pretty small deck, so this isn't going to be like an hour-long video like my last few anime deck discussions and last one to pass. So let's get on to this. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about the 2 cards that, well, we're going to talk about the main card that the deck revolves around, okay? And that is Clear World. During each of your end phases, pay 500 life points or destroy this card. Each player receives certain effects depending on the monster attributes they control. Light, play with your hand revealed at all times. Dark, if you control 2 or more monsters, you cannot declare an attack. Earth, during your standby phase, target 1 face-up defense versus a monster you control. Destroy it. Water, during your end phase, discard 1 card. Fire, during your end phase, take 1,000 damage. Wind, you must pay 500 life points to activate a spell card. So, that is the effects of Clear World. And by the way, this card we actually do have. It's gotten a few reprints, and I think it was originally a secret rare. And we do have their boss monster, Clear Feist Dragon. So, how is this good if they have all this, and as you can tell, they're all dark? Well, you're going to see here shortly. So, first and foremost, their boss monster, Clear Feist Dragon. One thing that I gotta say, I love the artworks on these things. They're all like monsters trapped in crystal. It's so cool. So, Clear Feist Dragon, Dark, level 8, question mark attack is 0, defense. You are unaffected by the effects of Clear World. That's the effect of Clear Feist Dragon right then and there in that first line. So, if this card attacks an opponent's monster, the attack of this card becomes twice the attack of the attack target during damage calculation only. If this card would be destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can discard 1 card instead. So, that's their boss monster. So, you attack into like almost a Tormentor, and Clear Feist jumps up to 8,000, punches over for 4,000. So, no matter what, whenever he attacks a monster, he will be doubled at a monster's attack power. And it's pretty cool. I like that effect a lot. My issue with this guy is that he drops back down to 0 after that, and your opponent can just run him over with like a Karibo. And there's no way to protect him with that effect, with his effect, because his effect to save himself would only be by a card effect, which really sucks. And so the idea is that your opponent can't attack you because of Clear World. But your opponent's not always going to have a dark monster out, and sure, there's ways to change the attribute, which we will get to. It's not a very... I wish he could save himself. And now, granted, the Clear deck does have a way to keep Clear monsters from being destroyed, but right now there's no way of doing that. I still like Clear Feist Dragon. He's an awesome monster, and I really, even though we don't have anything else in the deck other than Clear Feist Dragon and Clear World, a part of me kind of wants to play this card in something, find a use for him. So, on to the rest of the deck. So, everything out from here we do not have in real life. So, Clear Vicious Knight. Level 7, 2300 attack, 1100 defense. When this card is face up on the field, do not treat its attribute as dark. Yeah, that's kind of how they got around that. Basically, they're treated as having no attribute while on the field. While your opponent controls a monster, you contribute some to this card with 1 tribute. Pretty useful. If you control no other cards or in your hand, this card gains attack equal to the original attack of the face-up monster of the highest original attack your opponent controls. So, while you have no other cards in your hand or field, Clear Vicious Knight gains the attack points of the strongest monster your opponent has. So, if they have, like, BOS, he gains 3,000 attack power. That is insane. I really like this card a lot. And maybe I just like this deck too much, because I've played around with it, and it's a lot of fun to play. And this guy is a really awesome card. If he were printed with this exact effect, I'd say like he's a 1 or 2 of. But hey, you can tribute him for 1 tribute. So it's a pretty good monster. I like him a lot, but he's kind of hard to get out, is the issue. Clear Raids Golem. One of their main monsters, because he's the level 4, 1600 attack, 1800 different defense. Kinda wish that was swapped, but oh well. While this card is on the field, do not treat its attribute as dark. When this card makes a direct attack and inflicts battle damage to your opponent, inflict 300 damage for each card to your opponent. Completely butchering this. When this card makes a direct attack and inflicts battle damage to your opponent, inflict 300 damage for each card in your opponent's hand. I don't know why I got so tongue-tied with that effect. So, if you attack directly for 1600 damage, your opponent then has to take 300 damage for each card in their hand. So if they have like 4, they take 1200 damage. That is really nice and can just pile on the damage, especially if your opponent can't get over this thing. Or if you just really screw over your opponent with all this attribute manipulation and stuff. I like this guy a lot. I kind of wish his stats were swapped, but oh well. So, next up is Clear Phantom. This guy's the creepiest looking one, I gotta say. He's like a stick skeleton thing. Anyways, 1200 attack, 800 defense. He's a level 3. What do you expect? When this card is face up on the field, do not treat its attribute as dark, blah blah blah. When this card in face up attack position is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, the monster that destroyed it is also destroyed, and the top 3 cards from your opponent's deck are sent to the graveyard. I like this guy a lot. Okay, so you have him out on the field in attack position. Your opponent attacks over him. Okay, both monsters die, and your opponent loses the top 3 cards in their deck. So if you have 3 of these guys out and you don't like call on any of them back or anything, your opponent's going to lose 9 cards from their deck, which is pretty nice. My only real issue with him is that you're going to be taking a lot of damage from the battles involving this guy, because he has pretty crappy stats. And finally, Clear Cube. Level 1, 0/0, Machine Dark. Same effect as everybody else, it's no attribute. Anyway, so when this card is removed from the field, you can special summon 1 Clear Cube from your deck. So, you tribute him off for, I don't know, Clear Vicious Knight. Okay, summon out another copy. Your opponent attacks over him. Okay, summon another copy. Your opponent Dark Holes, summon out another copy. Doesn't matter how, you get another copy of this guy. Really nice. I like him a lot. Just being able to maintain field of a presence no matter what you do, and just being able to. He's maybe tribute fodder for Vicious Knight and Feist Dragon, to be completely honest. Next up is Clear Sacrifice. Reveal 1 level 5 or higher clear monster in your hand. Banish clear monsters from your graveyard equal to the number of monsters needed to tribute summon the revealed monster. You can normal summon that monster without tributing this turn. So you activate this, reveal Clear Feist Dragon, banish 2 cubes from your graveyard, normal summon Clear Feist Dragon without tribute. I like this card a lot. It's really helpful for getting out Vicious Knight and Feist Dragon. It's just really good. And it's a nice card. It really is. Next up is Clear Wall. Continuous spell card. I love that artwork, by the way. It's like Feist Dragon about to go into the crystal, which is pretty interesting and makes me kind of wonder about the lore behind these things. Like, how did they get into crystals and stuff? Anyways, this card is destroyed if there are no clear worlds on the field. Any clear monsters you control that cannot be destroyed by battle. Any battle damage of 1,000 or less you would receive becomes 0. When you take battle damage, this card is destroyed. So to sum it up, this card is destroyed if there is no clear world on the field. So if you don't control it or your opponent doesn't control it, this card is destroyed. Your clear monsters cannot be destroyed in battle. This helps out Feist Dragon a lot. Any battle damage of 1,000 or less you would receive becomes 0. I like that a lot. It protects your. It basically makes it to where you don't take any damage for having Golem or Phantom out in attack mode. But when you do take battle damage, Clear Wall is destroyed. So how I kind of compensated for that whenever I was playing this deck on my Pro is I played Spirit Barrier, which says while you control a monster, you take no battle damage. So basically, this stays out on field, and Feist Dragon stays out on field, and I get to just keep punching over things. I like it a lot. The biggest issue I would say with this card is that if Clear World goes, this goes as well, and if you take more than 1,000 damage, this goes as well. I don't really like that very much, and also with Twin Twister running around, it's kind of easy to get rid of this and Spirit Barrier. Yeah, next up, Attribute Mastery. Good equip spell. When you activate this card, declare an attribute. And when the equipped monster battles a monster of the declared attribute, destroy it without applying damage calculation. It basically turns your monster into a catastrophe. So you're doing against Fire Fist, and all your opponent's monsters are fire. Equip it onto a Golem, declare fire. Every time that Golem battles one of their Fire Fists, boom, they go away. It's a really nice card. I like it a lot. My only issue with it is that you can't change the attribute later on, so if I get some multiple attribute deck, you can't change it. Kind of annoying, but oh well. Next up is Attribute Bomb. When you activate this card, declare an attribute. When the equipped monster is destroyed by battle with a monster of that attribute, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. Okay, so same example. Let's say you're doing against Fire Fist, and you equip this onto Clear Phantom. You call Fire. Your opponent kills Phantom by running over it with Bear. This will trigger Phantom's effect, as well as Bomb. So, your opponent's going to lose their Bear, lose 3 cards on the top of their deck, and they're going to take 1,000 damage. I like this a lot. Now, you may be wondering how you can change the attributes around. Well, there is a card out right now. It's an equip card. I can't remember what it's called, but you equip it onto a monster, you call an attribute, that monster becomes an attribute. But the deck also has a way of changing attributes itself. Attribute Chameleon, continuous trap card. Once per turn during your opponent's turn, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attribute until the end of the turn. I wish this was once per turn during your player's turn, but just specifically because it's during your opponent's turn is really helpful, because then, okay, you can target your opponent's boss monster, call Dark, they can't attack you, call okay, you get to look at their hand, call Earth, that would never really want to be something you want to do unless it's during the standby phase, draw phase. And call Water, your opponent has to discard a card during the end phase, and you can just really mess up your opponent's playing and what they want to do and stuff, and I like this card a lot. I only wish that you could do it during your player's turn, but oh well, being able to do it during your opponent's turn still has its merits. Attribute Gravity. If there are face-up monsters of the same attribute on both players' fields, any monsters able to attack must attack monsters of the same attribute. So, basically what this card does is, let's say I have an Earth monster, and my opponent has an Earth monster, and I also have a Water monster. Our Earth monsters have to fight. We can't, attack something else. Now, you'll notice that, we're no longer, calling these cards clear. That's because, I can't remember what his name is, because he showed up in the last season of GX, which never got dubbed. So, basically, these are cards that he played to help out the deck as well. But, yeah, clear cards, these, I still lump them into the archetype, because, let's face it, if these guys would be printed, these cards would be printed as well. Not a nihilistic summoning technique. Another card that the guy who played the clear deck, played. And target one of your banished level 4 or lower monsters, special summon it in attack position, and equip it to discard. Equip this card to it. The equipped monster's original attack becomes 0. Also, the equipped monster cannot change its battle position. When this card leaves the field, destroy the equipped monster. So, you banish your 2 cubes for clear sacrifice. Okay, activate this card, bring back a cube. Tribute it off for Vicious Knight. That is really nice. I like it a lot. There's some other cards out there that are similar to this, but I really love that name. It's so cool. So, overall, if this deck were to be printed, I don't think it would do very much, in terms of the meta. But, however, it'd be a very funny little anti-meta deck, and it'd have a lot of really cool and unique ways of doing stuff. And guys, we got 2 cards out of the deck. Why can't we have the rest? There's 13 cards in total for the archetype. I really feel like that if this deck were to be printed, it'd be a lot of fun to play. You'd probably see it at the locals or anything. I doubt you'd see it at regionals or anything. But it's still a really cool and fun deck. And if you have YGO Pro, I recommend trying it out. It's a lot of fun to play. So guys, that is the overview of of Clear. I feel like they could use a bit more monsters, especially lower level monsters. I mean, 5 monsters is not very great, and maybe 1 or 2 more traps that influence attributes and stuff. But overall, what they have from the anime is really good. I like it a lot. There's not a single card that I have a problem with out of these things. And so, guys, with that being said, what do you guys think of the Clear deck? Do you think that they should be printed? I personally think that they would be really awesome if they were printed. So, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave in the comments what you think of this deck, and if you think that it should be printed, like any ideas that you have for any new stuff. Personally, I think a few more low-level monsters would really help out the deck, and maybe another high level, like a level 6 or something. But it'd be really cool. Anyways, guys, again, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you guys later. Peace out.